Z.ai just launched a new tool called ZCode on July 1st, and it slipped past a lot of people because everyone was busy talking about their new model, GLM 5.2. But ZCode is worth your attention, especially if you write code and you hate paying a fortune for it. Think of it like OpenAI's Codex or Anthropic's Claude Code, except it's built by Z.ai specifically for their own GLM models. And because it's tuned by the same people who trained the model, it tends to squeeze more out of GLM 5.2 than a generic third-party wrapper would. Before we open the app, let me explain the model itself, because the model is the reason any of this matters. GLM 5.2 came out in mid-June, and it is currently the strongest open-weights coding model you can get. It's a mixture of experts model with roughly 744 billion total parameters and about 40 billion active per token, and it ships with a real 1 million token context window. So it can hold a big codebase in its head without losing track halfway through a task. And here's the part people care about most. It's released under the MIT license, which means you can download the weights, self-host them, fine-tune them, even run them air-gapped on your own machines. No permission needed. On the Independent Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, GLM 5.2 scores 51, which is the highest of any open-weights model right now. For reference, Opus 4.8 sits at 56 and GPT 5.5 is at 53. So an open model with an MIT license is landing just a few points behind the closed frontier, and that gap used to be much wider. The coding numbers are where it gets interesting, though. On Terminal Bench 2.1, it scores 81, up from 62 on the previous version. That is a massive jump for what is basically a point update. Opus 4.8 is at 85 there, so GLM is only 4 points behind the best closed model. On Swebench Pro, it hits 62.1, which actually beats GPT 5.5 at 58.6, though Opus still leads at 69.2. Where I think the story gets more honest is the long horizon benchmarks, because those match how coding agents actually get used day to day. On Frontier SWE, which tests open-ended projects that can run for hours, GLM 5.2 scores 74.4 versus 75.1 for Opus. That's less than 1 point apart. But on SWE Marathon, the really long, messy engineering tasks, like building compilers and optimizing kernels, GLM trails Opus by 13 points. So it's close on medium-length work and still behind on the longest, hardest stuff. I take the marketing claims of matching Opus with a grain of salt. Near frontier, at a fraction of the cost, is true. Matching the frontier everywhere is not quite true yet. One thing worth flagging before you get too excited, GLM 5.2 has no image understanding. So if your workflow involves reading charts, screenshots, or design mockups directly, this model can't do that part. And if you use the ZI Cloud API, your data is routing through infrastructure that falls under China's national intelligence law. For side projects, that's a non-issue. For anything with customer data or proprietary systems, that's a real thing to think through, and the MIT license exists partly so you can self-host and skip that concern entirely. Okay, so that's the model, now ZCode. When you open it, the first thing you'll notice is it looks a lot like Codex. Same kind of clean, minimal, agent-first layout. On the left sidebar, you get a new task button, a search option, and skills. The skills section is basically a marketplace. You can browse different ones and install them in one click, and clicking through takes you to the settings page. From there, you'll also find MCP servers, plugins, commands, subagents, and an indexing option where you can watch your quota. There's also a usage tab that shows your token usage, sessions, messages, active days, and even a little activity heat map. Nice for keeping an eye on how much you're burning through. Let me actually use it. I'll create a new project, then just type my prompt into the box at the bottom. And one small thing I like is you can hover over the little circle near the send button and it shows your usage right there so you don't have to dig into a menu. As soon as I send the prompt, the agent starts working. Up top, you'll see the thread title, and on the right, there's an option to open the project in any editor you want, plus a toggle panel button that opens up a full browser preview. It's very similar to what Codex does, though in Codex, the agent can actually control that browser. Here, it can't, at least not yet. Once the work is done, I can hit preview, and it toggles the right sidebar so I can look at the result live. You can also click an element in that preview and reference it directly in chat to make changes to just that piece, which is a genuinely smart way to iterate. Now let me be honest about the rough edges. Because they exist, there's no proper file explorer built in, so you can't easily browse your files the way you would in a normal editor. You get a diff at the bottom to see changes, but there's no clean full changelog view anywhere else. There's no work tree option, no way to initialize Git from inside the app, and a handful of smaller things power users expect are just missing. It's version 3.2 and shipping fast, but it's young. The feature that actually stands out to me is goal mode. Instead of babysitting the agent turn by turn, you hand it an objective and it plans the work, edits files, runs checks, reviews its own progress, and keeps going until the goal verifiably passes. You set it and walk away, then come back to a finished result. And there's a remote feature too. You can pair your phone with a QR code and steer a running task from a messaging app like WeChat, Fishu, or Telegram. So you can be away from your desk, fire off an instruction, and the agent picks it up. That tells you a lot about who this was built for, but it's a legitimately useful pattern. You can also build custom subagents. Those are just plain markdown files, and each one can be pinned to a different model. So you could set a cheap model for a read-only research agent and save your GLM 5.2 quota for the agent that actually writes code. Right now, subagents are user-level only, and they run in the foreground, so no true background delegation yet, but it's a solid start. And of course there's BYOK, bring your own key, so ZCode isn't locked to GLM. You can plug in the Anthropic API, OpenRouter, Kimi, DeepSeek, or anything speaking the OpenAI or Anthropic protocol. Here's the part that makes it genuinely worth downloading. ZCode itself is free. New users get a 5-day trial with 5 million tokens a day, split as 3 million tokens of GLM 5.2 plus 2 million of GLM 5 Turbo. That's enough to run the agent against a real repo and actually form an opinion. And if you already pay for the GLM coding plan, using it inside ZCode gives you roughly 1.5x the effective quota, because off-peak hours only draw down at 0.67x. That promotion runs through July 31st. The plans start at $16 a month for Lite, $64 for Pro, and $144 for Max, which undercuts Claude Code and Cursor by a wide margin. Cheap access and cheap API pricing aren't identical, but for daily coding, the value is hard to argue with. To really see it work, I gave it a simple prompt to build a small 3D spinning cube in a single HTML file using SVG and CSS, no libraries. It planned it out, wrote the file, spun up the preview, checked that it rendered, and handed me a working animated cube on the first pass. But the part I actually want to show you is what happens after that first result, because this is where the editing flow gets good. Once the preview is open in the right sidebar, you'll see a little arrow or cursor icon you can grab. You click that, then click directly on any element in the live preview, the cube itself, a background color, a piece of text, whatever. And ZCode locks onto that exact element and pulls it into the chat box as a reference. So now you just type what you want changed in plain English. You can go back and forth like that, refining one piece at a time, and you can also open the dev tools to check console logs if something looks off. Zooming out, the bigger picture is that every model lab now wants to own the environment, not just the model. Anthropic has Claude Code, OpenAI has Codex, and now Z.ai has ZCode. They've all decided that owning the place where you spend your day is worth more than winning any single benchmark. ZCode is a real, credible version of that bet. It's not the deepest tool for the longest tasks yet. Opus still wins there. But for near-frontier coding at a fraction of the price, with a free tier this generous, it earns a spot in your rotation. Try it, break it, and let me know in the comments what you build with it. If this helped, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.